Diving and writing, the lightning inside and fighting. Divide them into items, a brain ever divining. Liver than any nine things you can think. Divine links, the swine within can't contain till the ice drips. Throw them slide fits, fly outfits. Come find out this, if I were you I'd keep my wits about you. Brown robe, the devout dude. Got some clout underground, serving up the sound food. Down to clown earth, but first dial in a verse. Feel wild like smiles and vows about to burst. Head in the clouds to rehearse, God knows what. Hand on a hammer and oak like any cloak must. I only smoke dust when my heat produce trouble. Used to produce the muse, got reduced to rubble. Words to live with and by and on top of. I see a lot of things, but very few that I'm fond of. They always think I'm on stuff, I'm just honest. Believe that my mind, my friend, Nostradamus. Spitting the gospel Thomas, making sawdust. Astonish the goddess, flaunt the whip, Pocahontas. Off the hit with many commas, never run on. I try my best to be concise when I'm amongst scars. I don't run blogs, just make composites. Little sketches of essence to loosen up hypnosis. I'm a hypnostic, hip-hop, some profits. Deposit your sockets, earphone and comments. Tone hella somber inside, joy rain. Triumphantly stunting, stumping these cats at point blank. In the seat of the soul, bewildered, beaming bright waves. You're just playing games, quicksand and right brain.
Hyper cloud ritual, my cipher sound like around my sky surrounds the brilliance. Move fire bound in a hidden loop. I devour the higher power of siphon out of forbidden fruit. Time drowns a cosmic gallons when love sprouts unconditional. Elaborate blanket of jet, a comforter that comforts miles away from the bed. A hunter that prowls and preys on all threats. It's not a smile he wouldn't pay for, but his death. His thoughts are beautiful, despite all the swords in his head. His walking stick is not support for his legs. He follows his heart to get where he's going instead. The origin of his choices never warrants regret, but the way that things unfold leave him second guessing how he paved his roads. Heavy darkness shrouds him fully bound, he can't escape his hole, but still somehow the umber can't countermand the weight of his glow. A the lampshade couldn't damp the candle rays of his soul. No matter how hard it is, he manages to channel his pain into hope. Not for himself, but for those he helps. He roams below the veil of the ultimate realm. It's as if I'm alone in a cell. The astral projects to get to those that he protects. Cloaked in a shell if they don't quite know what they felt. His aura's quiet, it's like some sort of hybrid of a ghost and a spell. When matter seem grave, you'll find magic will breach the plains. They'll be concaved until they break beneath the waves.
The tapestry of apple seeds will grapple thieves. That's why morals make mortals battle behind the scenes. Trap labyrinthine happening, charged androgens build a path to me. Tell me, what does the sample mean? Words of apathy connect casually with the cavalry through the battle scene. Seeing Galilee, the machine got us crazy for the gravy. Lazy, distracted race on some hate speak. Man, that was a great speech. It really touched me. I felt so alive when you spoke of how the trust leak. Rusted blood seek, battery pack recess on the swing of the breath. Enough said, key stretched in the workings of his mystery. Chest box and misery, following synchronicity. Cash on delivery, a victory for Mr. G. Persist in your persistence, so insisted he. If we're to exist apart from the slow void, we propel upward, thoughts felt with no voice. Glittery individual, single-handed disfiguring their figurines. Accept what you are, live between. When can be here now, it's like a premiere. Wow, it's so real, the owl frown, disappear the foul. Riding around town like a bunch of bad habits. I won't have it, I guess that's why the rap happens.
Invade worlds without threatening the sacred mirror. Vivid wave, we form the sound reflection of a nascent era. The inverted branch, Yamato with no inertia damped. Entire planets of forest submerged from his hand. Water and earth, with all the heart our daughters deserve. May the eyes of every girl have their own aurora, rather than extensive collections of unspeakable horrors. Decay and disorder are not innately damaging. There are certain things that should be faced with banishment. I always stand beneath my moon, the wolf escapes the madison. My true nature, new Atari, my sacred amulet. Honor the single flower that blooms on my heart's enamoreth. The neck of the hourglass that governs the time this planet exists is indefinitely turned on its side, so there's no sand in it. Eternal devotion, the subject of a permanent opus, utterly absorbed into his one immortal gnosis. With the allure of the suction of an inductive swirl of an ocean, and the currents in time a loop that's nunca gonna be broken. Doubt stars in my devout garden, a profound darkness that invites an intense light. The clouds soften, both gentle and bright. I ascend like a crowned orphan as the moisture lights, water is light. I drown often, routinely humbled by the insights and now office. I'm wittingly the roots of what I've written many miles around often. My words spring from a 360-degree ring, upon which all manner of photosynthetic greens sing. But despite how talented I may be at speaking, unfortunately I can't seem to adequately describe how I see things. I live for a queen without being a king, and guarded with the immediate martyrdom of a bee sting.